Hello, hello. Is anyone there? Hi. Let's see. Hey, Tori. What's up? I'm just coming on live, talking about sustainable fashion. Hey, Oliveri. Oh, I'm so glad you joined. Let me see. Trying to wave at you guys in my thing. Oh, yeah. So, Oliveri, I'm glad you joined because I want to talk about sustainable fashion. Oh, who left? Let's see. Well, hi. Okay, TCC Portsmouth. Hello, welcome, welcome. So tonight, I just want to talk a little bit about sustainable fashion and myths. So if you guys have any questions about how you can be more sustainable in your fashion or some things related to fashion and sustainability, I know there's a lot of things out there messaging about sustainable fashion and stuff, and I just wanted to talk about it tonight, see if anybody would join me in a conversation. One of the things that I am learning is that the fashion industry is like the second largest polluter next to oil. Let's see. Gotta wave at everybody. Thank you guys for coming in. So I got some information here. So if anyone did want to join me, but that statistic about being a polluter was put out by the United Nations. And so, just wanted to talk about how we can be more sustainable, how we can do things more than just, it's not just about what you wear, but sustainability goes through the whole supply chain, looking at employees, how your things are produced. Hello, you guys. Thanks for joining. Lady Blue Studio, Eric. Thanks for joining. Oh yeah, Eric, with your fashion line, hopefully you'll have some sustainable pieces. I know that you're working on stuff. And hi, Crystal. Thanks for joining. Just wanted to talk a little bit about sustainable fashion. Does anybody have any questions out there? Any thing you want to talk about? One of the things I've been doing with my business is I have been using materials like hemp, and that's been a lot of fun. And I've just recently started using recycled polyester. And so if you look at my feed, you'll see information about Reprieve. It's a company that takes plastic bottles, and recycles those bottles into textiles to make fabric. And so I just recently did a shoot out at the Ocean View Beach with Katrina Freeman, and had two models to wear some pieces that were made with 100% recycled spandex. So that was a lot of fun. And so let's see. Hi. Thanks for joining. So yeah, again, I'm just here hoping you guys, does anyone have any questions about sustainable fashion? Just want to kind of dispel the myth that polyester is not sustainable, in the sense that now with today's technology, I know a lot of us are working out. They have fitness wear that we can purchase that is made with moisture wicking technology to keep you drier, so it's a little bit more breathable than, say, your traditional cotton materials. So that's a myth that cotton is more breathable than polyester. Depends on the type of polyester. Let's see. I heard that Louis Vuitton burned their discontinued product so it cannot be sold for cheap. I can check into that and get back to you, Tori, because I don't know about that practice. But what I can tell you is that I have done some research, and a lot of the brands under the Louis Vuitton house, they do practice a lot of sustainable things. For example, Rihanna, her Fenty brand is a part of the Louis Vuitton house, and they actually have stated on their website some ways of how they practice sustainable fashion, about how some of their materials are sourced. So I can say that the Louis Vuitton house is one of the high-end fashion brands that does pay attention to how their supply chain and how things are sourced. So I see some more people joined us. Thank you so much. Hi there, 757-275-5747. Hi, Nikki Curry Media. Hi there, Gifts Galore. What is it? Galore Therese. Hi, thank you so much for joining. So I was just sharing some things. And so a lot of people think that sustainable fashion is just about the material, and it's not. The whole fashion supply chain is something that can be looked at. The United Nations has put out that the fashion industry is the second largest polluter in the world, next to oil and things of that nature, because the way that our fabrics are sourced, some of the byproducts, things like that. And so, for example, right here, it just says that if we carry on with business as usual approach, the greenhouse gas emissions from the fashion industry are expected to rise by almost 50% by 2030. And that was said by Alyssa Tonda, head of the Consumption and Production Unit at the United Nations. So just want to give you guys some more to think about when you're out buying fashion. If it's something that does concern you, maybe how your fabric is sourced, how what kind of practices your company might have. For example, we talk a lot about fast fashion versus slow fashion. What's the difference? One of the things you can think about is you might pay $20 for a dress from H&M. You might wear it say 4 times before it starts changing colors, fall apart. So basically you won that dress 4 times, so you probably paid $5 per wear, whereas you might spend $60 to $100 on something custom made, like by me or by a designer out of a more sustainable fabric like cotton or linen, and something like that you can wash and wear. It's durable. You can wear that, it's timeless, so like I can think about some of my African print wrap skirts that I've worn as skirts, as dresses, and I've had them for years. Like I can think about one skirt I made in 2015. So I've had that skirt for over 5 years. Probably wear it, once every 2 to 3 weeks. So I've probably paid like less than $1 per wear for that garment. And how many things do you still have that you've purchased from Rainbow or H&M? So that's something to think about when you're shopping and you're investing in fashion. Is you want to think about the cost per wear. And so different fabrics have different properties. Some will last a little longer than others, but also how you care for your materials plays a big part in that too. So something else I'll talk to you guys about is that whenever you're washing your fabrics, something that is not a natural fiber, something that is polyester, little micro polyester beadlets, travel from that fabric into your water, into our environment. And so if you might be interested in taking a step to being more eco-friendly, you can purchase a Guppy Bag. You can buy it online through Amazon, and from what I understand, REI has them, and basically the Guppy Bag will prevent some of those particles from going into your water source. So let's see. You made a good point, because I never thought about that. So yeah, Chanel, what point were you, girl? I just been talking, so I don't even know which point. And a model if you're in Richmond. Okay, well, I'm not doing a show in Richmond anytime soon, but let me know if anything's coming up in Richmond. If my schedule permits, I might come up there and do something. Or I know I have a show happening on August 1st, but I pretty much already have my models for that show. But I probably will be doing some things, some more things later in the year once, just with COVID, just being kind of careful. But my fashion show on August the 1st is outside. It is going to be socially distanced. Pardon me, y'all, the house phone is ringing, but they'll get in a second. But yeah, so I'm just asking everyone to wear their face masks and social distance and stuff. So just looking at how we're doing events now. I'm not trying to stay in the house forever, but I do realize we are in the midst of a pandemic. So just asking everyone to social distance, wear your face mask, and we're gonna have a great time. So if you're in Virginia Beach, August 1st, you can visit Sonia Z. Phillips Sonyaz.com. That's SONYAZ as in like zebra, Phillips, PHILLIPS, to get all the details for the fashion show. Tori, what are you talking about? Don't answer. Don't answer what? About what? I don't even know what question I'm not supposed to answer, Tori. Okay, wash the clothes in the bag. Oh, okay, yeah. So Chanel, it's called a Guppy Bag, and so if you Google Guppy Bag, let me see. Let me make sure I got the right name. But it looks like, you know, those the mesh lingerie bags. They have them in different sizes, so you can put more stuff in it. But it's designed for polyester clothing. And so, like I said before, you can order from Amazon, and I also believe REI has them. Last time I checked, the least expensive one was like maybe $29 or something like that. Let's see, I'm about to go to Google now just so I can make sure I'm giving y'all the right information. But yeah, so by washing your clothes in that bag, kind of like your dryer, you know, when you put your stuff in the dryer and you clean out the lint filter, basically the bag traps the microfibers from the polyester clothing like a lint filter would in your dryer, and that just basically prevents it from going into your water stream and stuff. So it's Guppy Friend washing bag. So Guppy Friend, that's what it is. Guppy Friend. So yeah, Guppy Friend wash bag. And so it's micro waste is what it stops. And I'm gonna just pull up my thing and see Guppy Friend washing bag. So let's see, can you guys see that if I put it? So I don't know if you guys can see it, but it looks like that. But it's Guppy Friend wash bag, and it basically stops the micro waste from washing polyester things. Oh yeah, you're welcome, Chanel, that's no problem. And so let's see. All right, let's see. Brand Definer, thank you for joining. Yeah, so do you guys have any questions or myths that you want me to cover? I have a couple of other notes here. Let me just go to my email here where I had everything. So I'm pulling some stuff from this one source that I will mention in case you guys want to know more. I'm using eyeonimage.com, and so they have a article, 10 sustainable fashion myths explained. So the first one that they talked about that I thought was really interesting was, let me slide down to it. Let's see here. Where'd it go? So yeah, so it says finding sustainable business attire is difficult, and I don't want to look like a hippie at work. So a lot of people I talk to, when we talk about sustainable fashion, they're just thinking, oh, it needs to look like a t-shirt, or like, you know, oversized dress, because most people think of sustainable fashion in the form of your t-shirts and your linen pants and your casual beach wear. So just want to inform you guys that's not true. That with, you know, today's technology, there's so many companies that are sourcing natural materials as well as recycled materials to make everything from formal wear to business attire. And like for me, my focus is on sexy swimwear. So that's what I'm doing with Stretch Couture. I am focusing on sustainable, sexy swimwear, focused at the plus size demographic. So I do have some pieces that you can pre-order. I just got a new shipment in of Reprieve fabric, so I am taking pre-orders right now. If you are interested in one of the sustainable pieces that I have on my Stretch Couture Instagram and Facebook pages. But yeah, I just want people to know that it's not just your old hippies t-shirt and, you know, linen pants with your drawstring waist. It can be as sexy or as subtle as you would like it to be. So if you would like a business suit made out of sustainable fabrics, you can definitely get that done. So let's see. Hey, naturally, I'm sorry, my thing is sideways. That's why I'm like having a hard time reading the names when you guys come up. Hey, thank you so much for joining. So we're just having a conversation about sustainable fashion and just trying to bust some myths. So just covered that you don't necessarily how to just stick to your natural fibers as far as t-shirts and linen lounge pants. With today's technology, you can get anything made from evening wear to business attire. And what I'm doing is sexy swimwear that you can find on my Stretch Couture Instagram page if you'd like to learn more about that. Let's see. Hi. Let's see. Marky Riddick, the model. Welcome. So let's go on to the next myth that they had. Number 2, ethical fashion is expensive and reserved only for the wealthy hipsters. So we all know that's not true. So I can just give you guys some resources. Of course, you have your thrift stores, and just because you're shopping thrift doesn't necessarily mean it's eco-friendly, because again, sometimes some of those pieces are still fast fashion that's just been cast out, but there's one less piece going into a landfill. So anytime you can swap or trade out or revamp something, as Stretch Couture and also as Miss African American Culture Galaxy, Miss Virginia Beach American Nation, my pageant platform is creative reuse and sustainable fashion education. So one of the things that I've done in the past is just set up a clothing swap, and that's something that you can do with your girlfriends. If your child goes to a daycare, maybe suggest it there, and it's an opportunity for you guys to come together in smaller groups with people that you know, and just trade out things, and it makes for great workshops for kids now that everybody's home. The summer's upon us. Busy little hands need some projects. So especially in this pandemic, a lot of your things you have right in your home, you could convert into a face mask or a face covering. For example, if you have a t-shirt, or who doesn't have an extra t-shirt, So you can convert a lot of things that you no longer want in your closets to use during this time for a face covering. And what I would suggest is maybe just kind of hold it up, to your face, see if it's something that you can breathe through. So I know sometimes when we have clothes in our collection for a while, the tags get washed out, and we no longer know what type of fabric it is or anything. But I would just kind of hold it up, to your face, maybe double thickness or single thickness, and just kind of see if you can breathe through it. And if you don't have a problem breathing through it, I think it'll make a great face covering, and especially for those of you that are that love community service. That'll be a great project for your nonprofit to just ask people to just bring in some of their old clothing and make those into face coverings. And if that's something you're interested in doing, you can definitely contact me, send me a direct message. Schedule kind of books to mid-August, but if you have a community group that would be interested in doing a face mask or face covering workshop, I'll make myself available for that. We just have to book it, and you guys can provide your own materials, and I can lead the leadership. If I need to bring the materials, you can just, we can discuss that. And but yeah, I'd love to come out and help you and your organization cycle some things, find some creative ways to reuse some things in your closets. So let's move on to the next myth. Let's see here. So the next one, number 3, let's talk about, if I just take my used clothing to the recycling bin, I have done my part on being a sustainable fashion consumer. So do you guys think that's true or false? Anybody want to tell me what you think about that? Okay. Well, I'm going to just keep going. But I would say it really just depends. I think you just taking action to do that is definitely a step in the right direction. But, so much more you can do, because, again, sometimes you really don't know what the organization is going to do with your things once you donate it. So you might want to take some time to do some research about the organization you're donating to. For example, if you're donating to, say, like Samaritan House, for example, I know that they have programs in place where they use most of the clothing that comes in. For kids in Norfolk, they have a thrift store, and with that thrift store, some of the the families that come through their shelters are able to shop in these stores. And so even though some people are always like, well, I don't want to donate to a thrift store because they're going to sell it. But a lot of places that do sell it, they use that money to pour back into the community. So I think it's a great idea that you just do your due diligence of who you're donating to, just to ensure that, they're doing something good with your items. And again, if you need some help with that research, I'm available. You can DM me and I can give you a few suggestions of places that I've vetted that I know use the funds for programs to benefit the community. So I would love to help you with that as well. I would just keep on going. So number 4, it says fast fashion can never be sustainable. So I think that's based on the person, because once you buy, and when I say fast fashion, I'm referring to things that are cheaply made, that a lot of times people might buy it, wear it once or twice, throw it out, or give it away, or just kind of like leave it to the wind, and so a lot of times when I say fast fashion, we're looking at places like H&M, Rainbow, even like Walmart. With that, fast fashion can still be eco-friendly and sustainable if you care for that piece of clothing, meaning if it's not a natural fiber. As I mentioned, the Guppy friendly bag, if you're washing your items to try to protect the environment, if you're recycling this piece once you've worn it and it starts to come apart and is no longer serving you in that way, if you make sure to dispose of it in a sustainable way, meaning making it into something else, or perhaps, like I said, using it as a face covering, using it maybe even as, like, say, for example, if you're giving a gift, instead of purchasing tissue paper, you can use, fabric to stuff your gift bag or something. So, just finding creative ways to reuse things. So, fast fashion does have a place, and it can be sustainable, depending on, how you use it. So let's do one more. Number 5, it says luxury brands are more ethical than cheap high street retailers. And again, I just think they have a couple answers here, but I would say it depends on the designer, because I've done some research, and like I said before, I know that the Louis Vuitton house, they do some things. They have some things in place to be eco-friendly and ethical throughout their whole supply chain. Whereas I did research Marc Jacobs brand, for example, and with his brand, it did not really say a lot about how his products are sourced or being eco-friendly, but as a company, his brand does give to the community and does a lot of community outreach. So just because you're out here doing community service doesn't necessarily mean your products are sourced in a ethical way. So with that being said, if you're interested in learning more about how your products are sourced, the supply chain, the information sometimes is out there. If your company is being a little shady about disclosing where their products are made or how they're being made, more than likely they do not have ethical practices. So again, I'm gonna go ahead and just wrap up. Let's see. I see Vicky G Styling. Thank you for joining. So you guys, it looks like I only got like one person left on here, so I'm not sure who's still here, but thank you so much, all of you guys, for joining my live tonight for me to just talk a little bit about sustainable fashion. And if you're watching this live at a later time, or you just have any questions, please send me a DM. I just want to direct you to my website, stretchcouture.com. That's where you can find all of my fashion information. And I am hosting a fashion show on August the 1st Oh yeah, you're welcome. I'm so glad you joined. And if you have questions, definitely hit me up in my DMs, and I can give you any additional information that you might need to help you and stuff. So just wanted to just invite everyone out. I am doing a fashion show. It's called the Royal Runway. It's on Saturday, August the 1st, and it's going to be held in Virginia Beach. Outside, fashion on the lawn, so we can social distance. And right now, the tickets are on Eventbrite, or you can just visit my website, SoniaZPhillips.com, to see some of our designers. We have a featured food vendor that already has a menu posted, so you can pre-order your meals. We do have vendor opportunities if that's something you're interested in. And I am still looking for sponsors for my pageant and for the fashion show. But again, I just thank you all so much for joining me tonight. And again, I'm Sonia Phillips, Sonia Z, the sexy unicorn. And I'm all about that sustainable fashion. It can be sexy and sustainable. So you guys have a great night. Bye-bye.